pretty excited.
We got a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
we
do
proof
indeed.
sets back for the first time in almost 2 months. We've got Steamboat Willie. We got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, so I do hope that you'll stay with us. Listen, we know that we have our avid coin collectors that are watching, but if you've never ever shopped for coins before, Mike taught me something last week. You said that almost everybody is a coin collector, right? Tell everybody the story, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, have you ever gone to, ever traveled, come back with some coins from a foreign country?
I've done it.
Those? Yeah, you're a coin collector.
Yeah.
You know, you ever get something from your grandmother or grandfather, something? You're a coin collector. As a matter of fact, the U.S. Mint did a survey and found that 76% of Americans consider themselves to be coin collectors. And I don't know that there's 76% of Americans that agree on anything else other than coin collecting and life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So, I mean, you know, so it's a pretty stunning statistic, because if you're going to collect something, everybody collects something. I mean, it might as well be money.
Absolutely. And so I say that because I'm inviting you to stay engaged and to watch the show, because you're probably a coin collector, even if you don't know that you are. And we all know this guy, right?
We do. Although not anybody knew him then. Okay,
No.
This was before he was big time. This was when he was Steamboat Willie. We know him today as Mickey Mouse. And this is a solid silver coin. As you can see, there's Queen Elizabeth that's doing that. It's a $2 silver dollar is what you've got. This is the first. Steamboat Willie was the very first time that Mickey Mouse, in essence, appeared on film.
And I think it was like around 1928.
Yeah, it was 1928.
Yeah,
one of the first animated movies ever, or animated anything at the time. And so we've got this. The key to this is kind of twofold or so. It's licensed Disney. And if you've ever been to Disney and know that, you know, you get a licensed Disney product, which means quality, $49.95 is pretty reasonable, particularly when it's solid silver. Go in, like I said, if you go to the parks or something like that. We've done a lot of Disney coins in the past. I don't recall ever having done one for less than $100. So we've got the Steamboat Willie. Now, this is a solid silver coin, limited edition of 250,000. They only made 250,000. These, the original quantity on these, already sold out from the mint. Okay, it's a $2 solid silver dollar, so a silver $2, I guess, is what we have. And like you said, right down there, licensed by Disney, and this is the New Zealand Mint made it, and that's their seal right there. So you've got an officially licensed, solid 1 ounce of silver Disney coin with the very first picture, in essence, of Mickey Mouse, all for less than $50.
Right, and I mean,
that's something that's incredibly collectible.
Well, you think about how iconic Disney films are now, right?
Right.
They've got the #1 box office hit right now, Beauty and the Beast.
Yep.
And just imagine 1928, fast forward to today, and still as iconic as it was then. And if you'd like to have this, we're offering it to you on FlexPay. It is a must-have if you're a major Disney collector, and a lot of us are, or if you're a big fan of, obviously, Mickey there. But it's a wonderful opportunity for you, if you have not started coin collecting, for you to be able to pick something that you can relate to. Maybe you and your family have great memories of going to the theme parks every summer, and that sort of thing. Definitely call and shop. 549-198 is the item number.
Well, and you have to understand what you've got here. Officially licensed Disney with an incredible intrinsic value. As a matter of fact, the intrinsic value of this is a pretty significant amount of the value of this, which is extraordinarily unusual for a Disney licensed product. Normally, the licensing part is the biggest part of the price. This right here, the silver would be the biggest part of the price. 1 ounce pure silver contained within that. So absolutely spectacular. Now, we have our original quantity. This is our original issue price. 100 of these already gone. 100 of these already gone. Like I said, solid silver. You are going to have these, the 2017... and I'm going to flip that over. The 2017 Steamboat Willie that you're going to have right there, the $2 solid silver Disney coin. Like I said, officially licensed Disney. If you're a Disney collector, I'm so used to U.S. coins being 180 degrees rotated. If you're a Disney collector, this is an absolute positive must-have.
Well, we want to thank you for your phone calls. Our item number is 549-198. And we're encouraging you to call and to take advantage of it. All right, our producer tonight is Daryl, and this is his pick of the night. All right, customer pick. Look at all the gold stars. Daryl, looks like you picked a pretty good one there. He said that this is the bomb. I would have to agree.
Well, this is going to be pretty special.
Yeah, this is. If you'd like to call ahead, enjoy the fourplex on that. $37.49, and our item number is 538906.
Now, this next thing right here is a big deal. This is a big deal. I have limited quantities. I suspect we're going to go to sell out here. This is the original 2014 Baseball Hall of Fame proof silver dollar that sold out in 2004. This is solid silver. And like I said, we're coming up on opening day right here. As you see, I did a price break. I've got 600 coins, and I've never sold this coin for less than $100. Very first time, even back in 2014 when it first came out. If we can look right here, it is the only curved coin ever made by the United States government. See, it was made curved so it looks, there's the glove, the concave part, there's the convex part of the baseball that fits in there. This was done for the Baseball Hall of Fame, and as you can see, this is actually a silver dollar. It comes in the original United States Mint packaging that you see right over here with the original Mint box, all the original Mint paperwork. I'm going to put that down here. The box is fantastic right there, United States Mint. Everything about this 100% original. The price, I mean, I sold these as much as $229 certified back in 2014. When the United States Mint first came out with this, this holds the distinction, perhaps, it might be, it was the fastest selling coin we've probably ever had here. If not, it was one of the 2 or 3 fastest selling. We had a first day of issue edition of 2014 of these. They sold out in a single airing in about 12 minutes. All 2014, and I believe that was $149 in certified condition.
Wow.
Well, I've got the original coin in original government packaging. As you can see, a customer pick, 4.5 stars at $129. I've never done the price break at $99.95. It was done for the 75th anniversary of the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. And of course, when the original purchase was made, there was a charity component to that. $10 went for every coin sold to the Baseball Hall of Fame. And like I said, as we're getting ready for opening day, what better way to celebrate America's pastime by the most significant baseball coin ever made by any government in the world than it is absolutely the only curved coin ever made by the United States government in proof condition. If you get in and look at this, there's the Liberty, okay, see that? And if you get in close, isn't that great? Right there, In God We Trust. There's the date, 2014. Flip it over, $1. It has to have the denomination, United States of America, E pluribus unum, right there. It's absolutely spectacular, and it's 100% curved, the only curved coin ever done by the United States government. And it is nearly an ounce of pure silver in the original government packaging with the original government box, everything about it, original government certificate of authenticity at a price I've never, ever been able to do before.
And so what we mean by price break, we simply mean it's on sale. And that's rare in coin collecting. So we are encouraging you to let us send this to you if this is something that resonates for you. I've learned from Mike that you buy with what connects to you or what you're attracted to. And if you're a big baseball fan, a lot of people are, or if you know someone who is, this might be a perfect choice for you. Not a lot of these available for you.
No, and we already have hundreds of people on the phone. That's why we put a quick little 4-minute clock. Look, I wished I could spend about 30 minutes here. It's one of my all-time favorite coins. It's one of the most unique coins ever done by the United States government, bar none, okay? Bar none. Once again, it's got the incredible curved feature that is the only curved coin ever made by the United States government, as you can see right there. It is absolutely special. It's proof. Make no mistake about it, it is an actual coin. This is actual legal tender. It was so difficult to make that I don't suspect they're ever going to do a curved coin again.
Yeah, I bet it's expensive.
Because it was such an incredibly difficult process to do with this. I've only got, with everybody on the phone, maybe 300 of these to go around.
Don't miss it.
Yeah, that's right. And it comes, and I want to show you this is the original holder. See, they had to make the holder curved as well. So, even the plastic to do that. And so it's going to come like this, United States of America, and it's proof that you see right there. In terms of mintage, they only made about 300,000 of these coins. It almost broke. I think, as I recall, when the United States Mint put these out, they turned away orders for almost 1 million coins. They turned away. So they sold out the 300,000 coins and then had orders for about another 1 million coins. This coin single-handedly caused the United States Mint to have to revamp their website because they couldn't handle the traffic for people trying to order this back in 2014. So, like I said, just an amazing, amazing silver dollar made by the United States government. The only curved coin celebrating baseball. We're coming into opening day right now. So, if you're a collector, if you're a baseball fan, any part of that, this is just an amazing coin.
Absolutely. Again, we're welcoming you in to shop. We have different platforms for you to shop, whether you're calling our toll-free 800 number, whether you prefer to shop on hsn.com, and I hope you have certainly downloaded our new mobile app, because we can send you emails, and those emails are great to get because they will announce all the sales in advance. But whatever platform you choose, if you'd love to get this, we give you a 30-day money-back guarantee, and each and every one of you is welcome to use FlexPay, which means you don't even have to pay the full amount of the $99.95 right out the gate. You can enjoy a FlexPay of $33.32 plus shipping, handling, and tax, and we'll send this to you, and then you'll have those interest-free installments. But just a few hundred of those to go around before this is completely gone. So if you are an avid baseball fan, or if this is something that you'd like to have, don't wait. Don't wait at all.
Yeah, and I wouldn't, particularly given the pricing. Like I said, you know, I've sold thousands of these at $129.95. What I've not done is sell thousands at $99.95 because I've never had them to be able to sell that before at that pricing. And that's one of the things that I absolutely love. It's original. It's just like it was from the day it was released from the government. America's only curved coin. It is solid silver. Keep that in mind. Nearly an ounce of silver. And like I said, it is actually a silver dollar coin that you see right there. Yours is going to come all in original United States government mint packaging. Liberty in God we trust on it because it is a coin. 2014, a complete and total sellout. I absolutely positively love this. Like I said, 4.5-star customer pick at $129.95. So at $99.95, I think it is a fabulous, fabulous opportunity for you. Well over 100 of these sold, hundreds of folks on the phone. You're kind of down to the final quantity.
What makes it unique in the fact that you won't see another curved coin. I mean, that makes it special and unique. And obviously, baseball is America's sport, right?
Yeah, America's pastime.
Yep. So this is what we love. All right, we'll keep you updated and posted on this coin, which is our 2014 Baseball Hall of Fame proof silver dollar. Thank you for your orders there. But we are just warming up. You heard me mention that mobile app. Well, you definitely want to sign up for this. Listen to this. It'll give you exclusive offers and coupons with your new HSN inbox. So sign in, create an account, stay connected to the newest sales offers and app exclusives. You can watch HSN live at your convenience anytime, any place. And you can use Touch ID, you can use Apple Pay to make purchasing even easier. And to learn more, all you have to do is go to our website, hsn.com. Here's Callie with a little bit of a spotlight. Come on back, we'll see you on the other side. Carrie.
Nowhere is the spirit of craft, artistry, and Southern charm more alive than in the heart of Nashville. Join Stephanie Greenfield on Tuesday for a Nashville-inspired Curations Caravan collection. It features details like fringe and lace. Collaborators Diego DeLuca designed this fringe sandal, and RJ Graziano this turquoise jewelry especially for the event. Search Curations Caravan on hsn.com for more.
There's so many things to love about HSN, but one thing that makes shopping here fun is FlexPay. Get it home now without the stress of paying all at once. Why pay full purchase price today when you can pay over time? Buy what you want now, pay it off later with your credit or debit card. FlexPay. It's that easy. Exclusively at HSN.
DG2 is comfort, stretch, style. That bootcut classic was the first jean I designed. The Super Stretch is a technological revolution. I love the Ponte jean. It makes you look so thin. That comfort waist is going to overtake the world of denim. Once you have that perfect fitting jean, wait and see how life-changing it is.
Signature Club A is the world's largest beauty classroom. We teach women about all the new innovations, like cosmeceutical capsules. We do it with vitamin C. We do it with argan oil from Morocco. We do it with the lifting, tightening, firming platinum line. Every woman wants to look like herself, but better. That's Signature Club A.
The pride that I have of this city goes very deep. For HSN to spotlight Nashville for its many traits is a really beautiful thing to see.
All right, so that was Hillary Scott. And you guys know Hillary Scott from the Grammy award-winning group Lady Antebellum. And Music City Nashville Month continues right here at HSN. And we've got a very exciting month planned for you. All throughout the month of April, you're going to be able to catch some live shows. Hillary will actually be here on April 20th, so mark your calendars. She's going to have a premiere for a new fashion collection. But you don't even have to wait until April 20th. You can actually go to our website right now at hsn.com and type in keyword Music City Nashville. There's some really cute things there. So do it now. All right, everybody? So that you're going to enjoy that. I'm Marlo Smith, and you're watching our HSN Vault, our coin collecting show. And we are here with our numismatist, Mike Mezek, who is the expert. Mike has been in the business, by the way, for over 20 plus years.
Long time.
Yes, long time. And he is not a spokesperson. He is a true expert at this, guys. So I just want you guys
Coin nerd.
Pretty much. But a lot of times when people see us on televisions, it's hard to tell who is a spokesperson from an expert. So I like to remind people, like, this is a really genuine and great opportunity to spend some time with a true numismatist. Do you know how many people would love to, like, well, you know this, like, stop you and take the coins out of their pocket and say, hey.
Yeah, that happens like almost every day.
I can imagine it does.
And the interesting part is, I have absolutely no problem with it.
Oh, and I love when you say that.
Because I love to talk about coins, and I'll talk about coins with anybody.
Oh, I love that.
I do that all the time.
That's
It
great.
usually starts with, "You're the coin guy."
Yes.
And I go, "Yes, I am indeed the coin guy." What would you like to know? For this coin, it's pretty simple. This is an American Silver Eagle. The American Silver Eagle, the most popularly collected silver coin in the world today. Absolutely no doubt about it. It has been part and parcel of the American Mint most popular coin since it was first made in 1986. Well, it was just released last week, the brand new 2017 Proof Eagle. Now, for those of you that maybe have just started collecting, understand proof is not a condition but a method of manufacturing. See, proof coins are made differently. These are presentation coins. They're denoted by the West W or West Point mint mark that you see right there. This coin is certified perfect. In coin collecting, as in any collecting, the single most important determining factor of value is condition. The higher the grade, the more it's worth. And this coin has been independently third-party certified to be perfect. In the coin world, we do things a little differently most of the time. We grade on a 70-point scale, not a 100-point scale. So PR 70 is perfect. There's no PR 71 or 70.1. So this is absolutely perfect. So not only is it the current year of issue American approved Silver Eagle, but it's the highest grade, therefore the most valuable. All of those things are important. It's what we call conditional rarity, that it's rare based on its condition. The other thing that you do, and when you want to collect coins, part of a very important part of it is mintage. In other words, how many do they make? The rarer the coin, generally speaking, the more collectible it is. I have got a vast reservoir of experience in coins in terms of mintages, in terms of collectability. I know what people collect. I know what's important. And this coin, something very important has happened with this coin. Given the early mintage, the first week of sales of this coin, which allows us pretty easily to extrapolate the mintage for the year, this could well be the rarest proof American Silver Eagle of the last 25 years. The first week's sales were extraordinarily low. A lot of other things have happened. There's some Silver Eagle news in the marketplace that is just kind of crazy that's been hitting the market. And you have regular Silver Eagles that all of a sudden were $20 yesterday and were $350 today. And so it's taken a lot of the buzz away from the brand new Proofpoint. What that gives you is a tremendous opportunity as a collector to own a coin that is going to be, I think, one of the rarest of the last quarter century in the Proof. Now, Proof is always more desirable, always more collectible. The other thing is because of what happened in the marketplace and because of availability, if you look at that first day of issue, 3,897. That's the lowest edition I have on a first day of issue Proof Silver Eagle in probably almost 15 years.
Wow.
I mean, we normally do somewhere between about 5,500 and 7,500. Because of the way things worked out this year, only 3,897. So not only are the Silver Eagles going to be rare, but our edition is exceptionally rare as well. So that you're going to have. So this is a first day of issue, Annex first day of issue Perfect Proof Eagle. Now, remember, first day issue Annex exclusively available from us here at HSN. You cannot buy this coin, Perfect Annex first day of issue, anywhere else. Each coin is individually numbered to ensure its place within the limited edition. Please understand that. Here's the thing. I've done this one other day before today.
Okay.
We're already down to 2,800. So 1,000 of the coins, a third of the entire, and it's not just for this airing or this visit. This is all the first day of issues there will be ever.
So this is going fast.
This is going very quickly. 1/3 of it basically sold in a single primetime airing prior to this. Already 70 of these gone right here in just a few minutes. As you see, we just put a very quick clock up there for you to do this. So this is the brand new. This is the 2017. It is the Proof Eagle. Do not confuse this with the regular Mint State Eagle. It comes with the Red Oak presentation box that you see over here, a $14.95 value. It is, and like I said, 100% exclusive to us here at HSN.
And I love that you can secure it on the FlexPay, you know, because it's on 4 equal installments of $44.99. Don't forget, everyone can use FlexPay. You just use a major credit card or your bank card or, you know, a debit card or even PayPal. So always know that you can use that. Even if you've never shopped here before, we just need your name and address. And, you know, if you use a debit card or a bank card or a credit card, you get the FlexPay, and those are interest-free payments.
Now, here's one of the things I love about HSN.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things about HSN.
Buy more and save.
Well, we got that.
Okay.
I love that line right there. Approximately 99.9%.
Oh my gosh, here we go again.
I love that because it's not approximately 99.9%.
No,
it's exactly 99.95% silver by law. But when you buy coins here, when you've shopped with us for 20 years or 25 years in coins, you have done so because you know we make sure that everything we say is exactly accurate. So when we say approximately, even though it's exactly, understand, people don't understand the quality assurance that goes around here for not just coins, but every single product that you buy from HSN goes through this strenuous thing. And when you're buying coins and, you know, counterfeits are a problem and all these other things are a problem, folks, it's critical to your long-term collecting plans, to your long-term coin collecting plans that you buy from a place that is reputable, that you buy from a place that will be here when it has a 30-day money-back guarantee that'll be here in 30 days.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've been here for over 30 years, 40th anniversary.
Coming up.
So, and that's what's happening. And so that's what you get. And that's the critical and crucial and important part about this whole thing. So when you get a first day of issue Annex, Perfect American Silver Eagle, that's exactly what you get. When it's exclusive to HSN, it's exactly exclusive to HSN. Red Oak presentation box, all of that is just exactly so.
Well, enjoy. We are going to continue to show you more coins that we have planned for tonight's show, but 547-887 is our item number. And don't forget that FlexPay is only for tonight. Thank you and enjoy. We'll keep you posted. We mentioned buy more and save. Here's another great way for you to be able to buy multiples of maybe a coin that you admire or to buy more than one. You'll pay standard shipping and handling on one item, and then you'll enjoy 50% off shipping and handling on all the other coins. So we really do set you up for success to be able to get them at home, examine them. You've got that 30-day window as we've talked about. And so have fun tonight. Knowing that you always have that platform where you can return the merchandise, we certainly want you to be very proud of the coins that you are collecting, because we really, really have been at this for a long time. Well, speaking of a long time, just look at all the gold stars all the way across the top. That is important to note. That means customers who have ordered this have gone online. When was the last time you wrote a review online?
I never do.
Yeah, I never do either. But I love that many of you are so passionate about the coins that you grade them. This has the highest grade of them all. All right, so we're going to get right into it. Here again is another offer that's being presented on FlexPay, so $37.49, and you get to get this.
But folks, this is. I've been selling this coin for about a month and a half now, 7 weeks.
Right.
I wished I could have sold this coin in 2016, but the government released it so late in the year that I couldn't even sell it in 2016. I had to sell it in 2017. I believe that this could well be the coin, the best coin the United States Mint has put out in the 21st century so far. Certainly it was the best coin of last year. It's certainly the best coin, I think, of the last 5 or 10 years. It hits all of the marks of collectability and desirability. And while I'm going to spend a few minutes here, because I have a pretty decent quantity of these, it will sell out. I can virtually guarantee that. Here's what this is. This is the SP, or Special Finish Uncirculated American Silver Eagle, from last year. There's the West Point Mint mark, so you know it's not a regular Mint State coin, and it has SP, and it's perfect. Last year happened to be the 30th anniversary of the American Silver Eagle. You see that right here. 30th anniversary, right on the edge. There you go. The United States government has put that on an American Silver Eagle exactly one time for the 30th anniversary, okay? It's done the 30th anniversary, and it has never edge-lettered an American Silver Eagle of any kind in any way, shape, or form until the 30th anniversary. So that is a huge deal. The big thing, though, is they didn't release it until very, very late in the year. Like I said, I couldn't even sell it in 2016. And because they released it so late in the year, and they make these coins to order, in essence, they didn't make many. As a matter of fact, they've been making these SP, or Satin Finish Eagles, since 2006. This is the rarest of all of the Satin Finish Eagles. And year in, year out, the Satin Finish Eagle is the rarest Silver Eagle of the year anyway. So this is literally the rarest of the rare. So if it wasn't even 30th anniversary, it wasn't even special in any other way, but just being the rarest Satin Finish American Eagle, $149.95 would be spectacular. But it goes beyond that, because it is a 30th anniversary Eagle. Now, it's not the first time that the United States government has honored the American Silver Eagle with an anniversary coin. They did a 10th anniversary, a 20th anniversary, and a 25th anniversary coin prior to this. Now, none of those coins were actually marked on the coin as an anniversary issue. Okay? They were special finishes and so on and so forth. The 10th anniversary coin, as a matter of fact, was just the first proof Eagle that had a West Point Mint mark on it. Came out in a little 10th anniversary set. The 20th anniversary coin was just the first reverse proof coin ever done by the United States government. The 25th was, again, just a reverse proof coin. None of them labeled anniversary. Now, here's the amazing part. So like I said, at $149.95, amazing if it was just a Satin Finish Eagle. But now let's look at it in terms of as an anniversary coin. So remember that 10th anniversary coin I was telling you about? It's not marked anywhere on the coin. In this condition, certified annex, PR70, you know what we sell that coin for? The last one I sold here was about 3 years ago. It was $29,000.
Whoa.
It was $29,995.
That's a car.
29,000 bucks. A nice car.
Yeah.
29,000 bucks for the 10th anniversary. The 20th anniversary coin, and this coin's actually rarer than the 20th anniversary coin, not just satin finish, but that reverse proof. We sell that coin today for about $1,000 in this condition.
My goodness.
And the 25th anniversary coin we sell for about $1,500 in this condition. Then I have the 30th anniversary right here for $149.95. Now, here's the news flash. That 25th anniversary coin and that 20th anniversary coin, there was a day I sold those for $149.95.
That's a big news flash.
Understand what happens is when coins become sold out limited editions, by law they can never make any more. Now we've taken that sold out limited edition and then had it certified perfect. And here's what happened. This is where my experience, this is where, you know, like I said, we start looking at this and realizing what the deal is. It was released at the end of the year. It was 30th anniversary. It's the rarest, it's the rarest satin finish eagle ever done by the United States government, and it's the most affordable 30th anniversary coin. So what did I do? I bought about 20 to 25% of the entire mintage. All the coins that were made. I bought almost a quarter of them. They only made 168,000 coins, which, understand, in coin collecting is nothing with 150 million Americans collecting coins. 150 million Americans, there was 168,000 of these. I bought 35,000 over time. And because of that, I can offer these to you at my original issue price of $149.95. So when I debuted this coin, I sold it for $149.95. I still have this coin, although I've got 800 left, 826. You're going, oh, well, there you have plenty. By the way, we've already sold 255, okay? I have 826, but 257.
Yes.
So I've already sold 250. I've already sold 25% of what I have here. Now, you ask me this all the time. Will we sell this coin in the future? And the answer to that is absolutely, positively, I will sell this coin 20 years from now. What I won't do is be able to sell this coin at $149.95. That's the key differentiation. That's the difference. That's why you need to pick it up, because I've got it at my original issue price. I did the same thing with the 20th anniversary coin. Started it out at $129. Then we went to $149, $179, $199, $299, $399, $599, $999 is where it is now. By the way, this coin is actually rarer than that coin. The 10th anniversary coin, I think I originally sold that coin. That was 1995, so I'm getting older. But I think I was probably about the same price, $100, $125, something like that. Right. They made 30,000 of those. It's exceptionally rare, but it's 30 grand in this price. So, I mean, you know, that's a little apples to oranges and all that, but it's still an anniversary coin. It's just the first anniversary coin. Now, of that $30,000 coin, the $1,000 coin, the $1,500 coin, none of them actually say on the coin itself that it's a 10th or 20th or 25th anniversary coin. It is only for the 30th anniversary that the United States government actually marked the coin itself and did edge lettering. Understand that edge lettering has never been done before on an American Silver Eagle prior to the 2016 30th anniversary. An ounce of pure silver. So you've got that 30th anniversary specialty. The 30th anniversary eagle, the only one I can sell you for basically less than $1,000 in this condition, in certified condition, is the 30th, because I have them. I have the original issue price. I have my original issue quantity. I've got all of that stuff. That's why I can do it. The problem is, as every single phone's kind of going right now, and suggest hsn.com and buying multiples, is like I said, I will sell this in the future. But I will sell it. The next price up, I think, is probably going to be about $169. Yeah. I'm hoping to hold $169. Once I get into the secondary market, because I've sold more of these coins than anybody else, because we bought more of these coins, because I knew it was going to be good. Look, folks, I've been doing this for a really long time. I know a good coin when I see one, and this is a good coin in terms of collectability. People say, is that a good coin? I mean, all coins are good. I mean, but I'm talking about from a collectible standpoint, from a long-term collectible standpoint. Is that a good coin? That's a good coin. Yeah. And I mean, I say this to dealers, guys who have been in the business with me for 30 years. And they call me because, I mean, I'm here. I mean, we sell tens of millions. I've sold hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars worth of coins right here at HSN. So I know. And so they say, is that a good coin? And I said, yeah, that's a good coin.
That's a good one.
That's a good coin. And so, you know, they go, okay. And then they take my word for it. And in all honesty, you should too. I mean, you know, I've been doing this for a very long time. I've sold hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars worth of collectible coins. I was the very first person to certify modern issue coins almost 20 years ago now.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. Now it's the backbone of the industry.
How long have you been on television, Mike?
24 years.
My goodness.
24 years, yeah. 24 years I've been doing this.
That's a long.
25 years. 1990.
Okay.
So how many years that is?
A long time.
Let's put it this way. I sold the Shaquille O'Neal rookie card on TV years ago. I did sports cards. Yeah. So
my God.
However long that is.
Yeah. So,
and I've been selling coins that long too. And I've been selling coins before that. I've just been selling them on TV since then.
TV.
Right.
Okay, so here's what you need to know what's going on behind the scene. So you can see the counter up on our screen that's kind of changing from 346 and it's kind of going up. That counter is a real counter, all right? People often ask us that. it's always behind, all right? Here's the other thing. Earlier, and I'm hoping we can show it to you right now, we've got the buy more and save. Remember we talked about the buy more and save? This might be a good one to buy more than one and save on the shipping and handling. So ask about that option for you, because it really was something as limited as this, and with a story that is quite as compelling as this one, this would be a good one to consider buying multiples. It's already proven with the Gold Stars. You've got your FlexPay, which is an extra added benefit that you don't have to pay for them all at once. You can use FlexPay as many times as you'd like. So if you want to buy 5 of these coins and you want to use FlexPay 5 times, you can do that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Outstanding.
Absolutely. Of course you can do that.
So HSN's done, in essence, their job, making it easy to buy the coin.
That's what we do.
Now, and I did my job.
Yes, you did.
Which was identifying what I think is going to be one of the great coins made by the United States government in the last 25 years. We had them certified so that you get them absolutely positively perfect. Important. Remember, in coin collecting, as in any collecting, the single most important determining factor of value is what? Condition.
Right.
The higher the grade, the more it's worth.
And you might want to keep them in their original packaging. So, because if you're inexperienced in coin collecting,
Yep.
it's tempting to take them out of the package. And
Well, see, this one's actually ultrasonically sealed, so you'd need a hammer to get it out
I
of
got
this.
ya.
So this has been protected, pre-protected for collectors who might give in to the urges of opening up the packaging with the tamper-evident holographic seal. This has had an independent third-party company look at this coin, determine its authenticity and its grade, that not only is it this incredibly rare American Silver Eagle from the 30th anniversary, incredibly rare and incredibly affordable, but it's also absolutely numismatically perfect, which is critical as well.
Daryl, do you own this coin? Daryl is our producer. Daryl, do you? You might want to get the FlexPay. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Very important stuff. And here's what happens. And I know you see like an 8-minute clock there.
Right.
What's what we have left. And
But
I see
more
you saying,
importantly,
okay,
we're getting close to 400 of these.
400 of these gone. That leaves me only about 650 remaining. So we're about halfway sold through. And this is the portion of the program where people, I understand it's a little complicated. This is where people, though, where the light bulb goes on and go, okay, it's an anniversary American Silver Eagle. They've only done 4 anniversaries for the American Silver Eagle: the 10th anniversary, the 20th, the 25th, and now the 30th. Of those anniversary Eagles, there is one and only one that is actually labeled on the coin itself that it's an anniversary Eagle. It is this coin. There's only one of any of those coins that are edge lettered in any way, shape, anniversary or otherwise, not just anniversary coins, but of the 100 different American Silver Eagles the United States government has made, only the 30th anniversary is edge lettered. That's it. It's also a one-time, one-thing only coin that you've got here. Then you have it certified perfect, and it's the only one of those anniversary coins which are the most desirable and the most collectible of the American Silver Eagle. It's the only one I can sell you for less than $1,000. Okay, from the 10th, 20th, or 25th is the 30th anniversary coins. I have a few of the proofs. They did the SP and the proof with the 30th anniversary, not the regular. So we have very few of the proofs left. So put all of those things together, and it's collectability of the absolute highest order because of collectability through affordability is what we're looking at. So you look at that customer pick, that 4.9, and as you can see, 430, and these are going in multiples. People buying 2, people buying 4, people buying 6. Keep in mind, you're going to have the Red Oak presentation box. Keep in mind, you are getting this at my original issue price. At $140, the first day I sold it at $149.95. And the fact of the matter is I will sell this coin in the future. I will sell many of these coins in the future. The problem for you is I'm going to sell it for more money. That is an absolute positive guarantee. And it won't be like a year in the future or 2 years in the future. I'm talking about 6 weeks in the future. This coin is going to cost you more money if you wait. And the reasoning behind that is the rarity. So now we have the 30th anniversary. We have the most affordable of any of the anniversary coins ever made by the government. This is the most affordable. It's the highest grade. Okay, like I said, I used to sell those $1,000 and $1,500 coins. I sold them for $149 when they first came out. I mean, I was here in 2006 selling the original 20th anniversary. I was here in 2011 when I sold the 25th anniversary, and we sold those out at numbers about like this. But then we've had to go into the secondary market, and that's what happens. And you start doing more and more and more and more and more. And as that happens, understand there is a limited number of these, period. So now, from an anniversary standpoint, it makes it a special coin. But now let's look at the fact that it's a satin finish coin. The United States government has been making satin finish silver eagles, okay, only since 2006. They are very desirable. I don't think any of those I sell you certified for less than $149. Of all of those coins, it is the rarest of the satin finish eagles that the United States government has ever done. Is going to be this. So it's not just that it's the 30th anniversary, it's also the rarest satin finish coin. So when I talk about collectability on this kind of a level, and that's what I mean when I say collectability in terms of it's rare not just as a 30th anniversary, it's rare as a satin finish eagle as well. And then you add in the anniversary, now add in the price. It's what I call a fall through the cracks, fall between the cracks coin. Because it was, normally this is going to be released, the 2017 Satin Finish Eagle, which I'll sell for $149 this year when it comes out, will be released sometime in the next 30 or 60 days.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and we'll sell it. The proof coin was already released. This coin wasn't released until December. I couldn't even sell it in 2016. I had to wait till 2017 to even sell the coin, folks. To even sell it originally, I had to wait till 2016. That's of crucial and critical importance for you to understand that. And so to have this coin while I still have it at the original issue pricing is critical to your collecting and your collectible opportunity. Now here's what's happening. We've got hundreds of people on the phone. I had about a little over 1,000 of these coins. You can see I have over 500 sold. Okay, I have over 500 sold. And with the quantity that I have, I'm over half sold out now, in essence. I'm over half sold out, and that doesn't count the hundreds of people that are on the phone to be able to get this as well. So the key is to get this now while it is not only still at its most affordable, but it's still available.
The way I would do it is I would do it on FlexPay.
Oh, good idea, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, look, you always have a 30-day window anyway to change your mind and to get a full refund. And the FlexPay is over 4 months. It's interest-free. I want to be clear about FlexPay. Everyone can use FlexPay. Just always keep in mind with FlexPay, that first payment, we always add shipping, handling, and tax. So it won't be exactly the $37.49 because you're going to add the shipping, handling, and tax. All right. So I just want to be clear about that. But here's the other cool thing. We talked about the buy more and save. I'm highly recommending that this is one that you consider that with. All right. Because why wouldn't you?
Well, and so let's look at it because we're coming down to final
Right?
quantities now. We have 564 sold. I have.
You could, if we wanted to go longer, we could sell these out tonight.
We could well, we still might sell these out tonight with the hundreds of folks on the phone.
Yeah, I think this is going to be, you know.
So let me reiterate. Let me reiterate exactly what this is, folks. It's last year's coin. So it's from, the production was last year,
Right,
2016.
right.
They released it at the end of the year. They only sell it to order. And when they do that, what that guarantees you is a very rare coin anyway. That's why I bought so many of them. That's why I can offer this when nobody else can. Not only that, the annex that you have here, SP70, is basically going to be exclusive to us anyway. The first day of issue certainly is. So we bought these coins. And there are several reasons. First of all, it's phenomenally rare. Of the anniversary coins, it is only the 30th anniversary American Silver Eagles are actually marked on the coin that they are from the anniversary, whether it be 10th anniversary, 20th anniversary, or 25th anniversary. Remember, the 10th anniversary American Silver Eagle, last time I sold it, $30,000. The 20th anniversary coin, $1,000. The 25th anniversary coin, $1,500. I have this one. So those are your choices for American Silver Eagles, for American anniversary Silver Eagles. $30,000, $1,000, $1,500, or $149. $149.95. 30th anniversary, and the only edge letter American Silver Eagles of any kind, anniversary or otherwise, that the United States government has ever done is in this 2016 30th anniversary. You're looking at it right here. It is a spectacular coin. It is one of those collectible coins that is critical to put in your collection. The problem is you should have been able to do it last year, but the United States Mint did not put those out until the very end of the year, creating this opportunity, a collectible opportunity for you only at the beginning of this year, and only for those people that had the foresight to buy it ahead of time, which I did. So once again, as we're coming down here, we got about another half a minute here. I'm down to 400. We're well over 600 sold. I have 400 or so left. Remember, 30th anniversary American Silver Eagle, 1 year only issue from 2016. The only one ever edge lettered 30th anniversary or any anniversary. Of the anniversary Eagles, the only one I can sell you for less than $1,000 is going to be a 30th anniversary coin, and the 30th anniversary SP coin is the coin that is the most desirable coin that is out there with 4.8, is that 4.8 or 4.9 stars? Customer pick. Absolutely a spectacular opportunity for you to own what I believe to be the coin of the 21st century is staring at you right here. This is a unparalleled numismatic opportunity.
So your item number to order is 538906. I'm going to say it once again, 538906. Enjoy the flex pay of $37.49 and do continue to shop. I would recommend hsn.com. We're going to find out what's happening in the Monday night show with a spotlight with Adam now.
What's a better way to start your week than with me? What's on this week?
It's a night of winners, Adam. We've got the American Dreams Customer Choice Award winner here. You voted, we listen. And the eczema ointment so good it earned the prestigious Good Housekeeping seal is back. Plus, Andrew Lessman calls in about his new April monthly special on free shipping and special pricing. This show is too big to miss. Join us at 7 p.m.
My singular goal is to improve the quality of people's lives. Everything we do is intended to be unlike any other company of our kind. We just make exceptional vitamins so you could have exceptional health. It's not important that you get the products I'm offering, but it's very important that you get the information I'm sharing, because information is the key to being a healthy person.
The appraised values you see at HSN are set by independent, professionally certified appraisers. They determine, as closely as possible, the approximate retail cost of replacing or recreating the item, not the possible sell or purchase price. Because subjective estimates and judgments are involved, appraisals may vary by as much as 25%. Call your customer service rep for more information.
Thank you so much for being here tonight at HSN. My name is Marlo Smith, and I am your host. And Mike Mezak is a numismatist. He is our coin expert, and we are having a fantastic show. With that said, we are going to move right along, and we're going to dive right into our next value. And here again, back-to-back customer picks. This is...
Well, and I follow this coin with the other coin, because I keep talking about the 30th anniversary, the only edge lettered. Well, they did two 30th anniversary coins. They did the SP coin at 149, and they did the proof coin, also released at the very end of the year. So once again, also 30th anniversary, they're the only two coins that did that. Now, if you look at this, this is still, because it was first day of issue, but I couldn't sell it in 2016. I had to wait till 2017. 5,830.
Oh, my.
Okay, 5,830. Look what I have left. 290.
So if I'm new to collecting, okay, and I just saw the satin finish coin, and then now I'm looking at the proof coin, and I'm thinking, okay, now...
You got to buy both. It's the whole 30th anniversary set. It's the 30th anniversary set. If you bought the SP, you buy this, you have the entire set. So now you have the only two anniversary Eagles I can say for less than $1,000. You're covered. Yeah. Because now you have the SP at 149, which is the least expensive, and then you've got this, because the United States government charges significantly more for the proof coin. Now, because of this, I had a larger first day of issue. This coin is available exclusively from us here at HSN. There's 5,830 in the entire edition. Folks, over 5,500 have been sold. Over 5,500 have been sold. I have 288 left in the entire edition. We've got about 4 minutes. You've got about 4 minutes to get one of those 288.
Use the FlexPay.
Now, because this was a first day of issue and it was a proof coin, I did something very special for this when it first came out, which happened to be in 2017. Not only do you get this at our regular price of $179, you saw the 2017 Proof Eagle that we just had at $179. This is why this is a 4.8 star customer pick, I'm guessing. We're also going to give you a grading certificate good for 2 free coin certifications from Annex. This is an additional $36 value. Along with the Red Oak presentation box, you get a $50 bonus. This is the other side of the pair of the 30th anniversary. So, there are 2 coins in the history of the United States government that are edge-lettered in the American Silver Eagle program. This coin and then the SP coin that you just saw. Those 2 and those 2 only, period. That was it. That's all that was ever done, right there, 30th anniversary. Now, here's the other part. This is the proof coin. This is the only proof American Silver Eagle that has ever been edge-lettered. In any way, like I said, you know, anniversary or otherwise, it's the only edge-lettered proof American Silver Eagle. And here's the thing. Remember, I told you, it came out very, very, very late, very much at the end of the year. Very, very much at the end of the year. What that means is because it came out late, because the 2017 is already out. This coin, they've been making the proof American Silver Eagle at the West Point Mint since 2001. Of all of those proof American Silver Eagles, this is the rarest. So you've got the rarest American proof Silver Eagle of the last 17 years. You've got the only one that is edge-lettered. You've got the only other proof American anniversary eagle is the 10th anniversary eagle, which in this condition is a $30,000 coin. Because the others are reverse proof or satin finish, as we just sold the last one. So by the time you put all of this together, it is absolutely positive. Now you have 2 minutes there. And when the left counter, when you see that left there of 247, that's what's left in this entire edition of 5,830. So once that's sold out, understand it is sold out forever. So in other words, that's not just for kind of this, I have 241 to sell in this visit.
Yes.
It is only 228 now. And it is only those that you're going to be able to get.
That
this,
counter is
someone
moving
bought 10 or
fast.
15. Because dealers are going to do that because they're going to certify coins anyway.
All right, hurry. I hate to apply a little bit of pressure on you, but as I reminded you earlier, our counter actually is a little behind, and so I would hurry if you're going to grab this one. A minute is about all we need here because it's going to be gone. I have this one.
You bought this one. So this is the one that made you a coin collector, isn't it?
Yes.
And the reason is you listen while you're here. I know it's the hardest part of your day is listening to me for 2 hours.
Actually, enjoy
God
it.
bless you.
I really do.
For doing that. So, but it hit all, and everybody looks at it and does collecting based on what the collectible points are to them. To you, you like the proof, okay? The fact that proof is not a condition but a method of manufacturing. You like this. You like the mirror finish. You like the fact that it's the rarest of all the West Point proof eagles.
I love that.
Then
story.
you've got the 30th anniversary
now that I think
that
is
you're
neat.
going to have right here, the 30th anniversary.
That's cool.
So all of those things together said, okay, rarest W Mint, only edge-lettered proof American Silver Eagle, all of those things put together, that's what makes it collectible to me. Plus, I go ahead and get a grading certificate that I can send in to my coins that I got from my grandmother or grandfather or whatever it was. I can send that in. They'll grade them. They'll guarantee them for weight, content, purity, and authenticity. It is a spectacular opportunity. I'll tell you what, can we give them just another 20 seconds or so?
Oh, that'll be great.
Is that fine? Because we're going to sell it out.
Yeah, hsn.com, use your mobile app, or give us a call.
Yeah, because I got well over 200 people on the phone, but they may well be buying the SP coin. There's 100. That 150 is what's left in this entire edition. Wow. This is the very last presentation that you are going to see in primetime, of course, of this first day of issue American Silver Eagle 30th anniversary from 2016 of the 5,830, 5,700 now spoken for. Be one of the last 12 dozen folks.
So without a doubt, this one will sell out. We will keep you posted. I recommend that you continue to dial in and let us send this to you. Enjoy that FlexPay, reminding you that that's a nice option for you in order to get the coins that you want to have as part of your collection. We are going to move right along.
And we're going to feature for you our first gold coin of the night, which is nice to see.
I moved it. There you go, very quick. We can just do just a couple minutes on each of these, actually, I think. The United States government, 100 years ago, the United States Congress inadvertently interpreted one of their own laws incorrectly. They ended the barber half dollar. They then created 3 different coins. Mercury dime, Standing Liberty quarter, Walking Liberty half dollar. 3 of the most popular coins ever made by the United States government. Fast forward 100 years later, that was in 1916, to 2016, those 3 most popular coins were recreated by the United States government. As a matter of fact, this is a Walking Liberty half dollar, and they did them in solid gold. They did them in solid gold. These coins, as you can see, is a solid gold Walking Liberty half dollar that is dated 2016, folks. This holds the record, I think, of the fastest selling gold coin in the history of HSN. When this first came out, we have these coins certified and flown in, okay, directly from Denver, so we can have them brand new. The coin missed the flight. We had a show that night. We had 155 in the limited edition in our first day of issue. I had no coin. We had a picture because we took one in Denver.
Who was your producer that night? Do you remember?
I think it might have been Daryl.
Oh my gosh.
And you remember that?
Did he? I was going to say, did he panic?
Sold it out with a picture.
Wow.
155 coins at $1,799.95 a piece.
Whoa.
That was a big day.
That's a big day.
I have got just a few of these at an event price. Now, these are not the first day of issue, but it really doesn't matter. They're still perfect coins.
Sure.
And it's $300 less. And I just have a couple of them in the warehouse, and I said, let me do a special event price. For me, is just having a show as an event.
Gold on sale.
Gold on sale. And if you watched it, gold's gone up pretty substantially. This is solid 24 karat gold made by the United States government, folks.
That's a beautiful
How about
coin.
save a car? $300, not a great car, but you can buy a car for $300 is my guess. So you're going to be able to get the the rarest Walking Liberty half dollar ever done by the United States government is the 2016 solid gold 24 karat Walking Liberty half dollar. I absolutely love it. And now for another quick minute or so right here. Yeah, 1 minute right there. They also did the Standing Liberty quarter. How about that Standing Liberty quarter? Now, this is my final quantity. There's 477 of these in the first day of issue.
I love the story on this one.
I got 30 days. Or I got 30 coins left out of the 477.
Oh, man.
Very, very quickly. I got to tell this in 1 minute. If you look at this coin, its original date was 1916. It is one of the most beautiful coins. It was an original sculptor's design. So it's kind of an artsy kind of representation. If you look very closely, you will notice that in the draping on the coin itself, that Lady Liberty's right breast is bare. Her bosom is bare. In 1916, that was a big deal. They redid the coin immediately. They redid the coin immediately for 1917, and not only did they cover it, did they drape it, they did it in chainmail, okay? Which I absolutely positively love. Fast forward 100 years later, you have redone what's called a Type 1 Standing Liberty. That's pretty risque for coins, folks. The Type 1 Standing Liberty quarter in solid gold. This is done in absolute solid 24 karat gold. Look at this, save $170. The final 30 coins in the entire edition. The final 30 coins in the edition in solid 24 karat gold. One of my favorite eagles on the reverse of the coin. And like I said, this kind of risque part of coin collecting that you just rarely, if ever, see, because we're a pretty staid bunch, you know. So this is what passes for scandal in numismatics. And like I said, the United States government redid the thing, and by 1917, she was all properly clad.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So enjoy.
Yes.
Yeah, that one I'd love to have. 514-938.
And first day of issue, of course, exclusive with us.
Yeah, for sure.
Only 30 left in that edition,
Yeah,
so
that's
447
awesome.
of those
That's
already.
a great one if you can grab that one.
Yep.
It is on sale, so that's a nice opportunity for you to be able to save money. 514-938 is the item number there.
Very cool.
So fantastic right now as we prepare for a big second half
Yes.
of the show. And as a matter of fact, we are taking a look. Tell me about what we're seeing here, Mike.
Well, we're gonna do a run of our 5-ounce silver coins, and I know
Okay.
you love these. Okay, and here's the thing: this is the effigy mounds. This is the brand new one that was just released. I'm down to my final quantities on that. We'll get to the 5-ouncers, and I'll explain that. I have restocked for this show not only the Gettysburg, which I have again, but I've got Teddy Roosevelt for the first time in whatever. I think I just sold this, did I not?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I need the 5-ounce silver coin that was in your hand right there.
There we go.
No, the 5-ounce silver coin. That's in your hand.
Right there.
That one right there. Thank you very much.
Perfect.
There we go. There is the effigy mounds, folks.
Beautiful.
Now, here's the deal.
Look at this one.
5-ounce silver, 99995 fine, 5 ounces of pure silver.
Look at that.
This is the United States government when they first started doing the national parks quarters in 2010. Decided for some unknown reason, and I have no idea, that they were going to why they would do each and every one of the quarters in a chunk of solid silver, pure silver, 5 ounces, over 1/4 of a pound. And while it was great from an intrinsic standpoint, okay, from an intrinsic standpoint, the fact that it's 5 ounces of silver, the largest silver coin ever done by the United States government, what they created was one of the great numismatic coins that has ever been done by the United States government. Because it was such a big chunk of silver and they never really marketed it, they only made these coins, most of these coins are like 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 coins. That puts them in the pantheon of some of the rarest coins ever made by the United States government. And that's what you've got here. So not only do you have this big chunk of silver, and I can show you a nationally advertised catalog where, you know, they have a 5-ounce silver bar for 189 bucks. You get the silver for 189 bucks. Actually, we have a price break at 169. But you get the fact that it's a rare coin.